I still don't get that joke. What the fuck? What the fuck, Mike? God damn it. All right, put your hands together for the one and only Jack Teets, everybody. Come on. Come on. The man of the hour.
Thank you, everyone. You did hear him right. My last name is Teets. I'm not just already really good at this. A lot of people think that would have made high school really, really difficult, but to be honest, it wasn't that bad. You see, when I was in high school, I was a huge Star Wars fan, like a huge nerd. And yeah, I see you like, what's wrong with that? It's Star Wars. You weren't on that level, man, all right? I was in 9th grade and had a Star Wars backpack and sat down at the table and read all of the Star Wars books. I was like a walking target for people to bully me into shooting up the school. To be honest, they were like, not only did they not bully me, they were really, really nice to me, and I didn't understand what was going on. I came from a school where I once saw a kid punch another kid in the face because he said he didn't like Chris Daughtry. So why was I not being bullied? I took it a step further and went home, asked my mom if I was dying because I didn't get this. Why are they so nice? And eventually, I grew up, I grew out of it, and I moved on. And a few years ago, I realized, oh hey, turn that off. A few years ago, I realized that they didn't give me a pass just because they were being really nice to me. They gave me a pass because they thought I had special needs. Yeah, I say I grew up, but like, I still suck at being an actual adult. It's not with the big things. You know, I pay my taxes, I go out and I buy groceries. I know that Bitcoin is fucking stupid. It's really with the little things in the adult world. So, just for example, I know every single cheat code to GTA 5. I can make my character spawn a car out of thin air or run around and shoot people in the face with guns made out of dildos, just with controller clicking in a matter of seconds. But if you asked me to find any smoke detector in my apartment, it would take me a couple of minutes. Growing up is weird, man. I'm 23, and some of my friends are getting married, and that's insane to me. Like, I'm not ready for that level of responsibility. I can't even work an iron if it isn't already set on everything it needs to make the steam happen. There's no way I can get married. Is anyone here married? Awesome, thank you. More importantly though, is anyone here divorced? Hey, all right, thank you. That helps me a lot more than I thought it would. So, I only asked that because I grew up with divorced parents, and it was fucking awesome. And not for like the whole 2 Christmases thing. That's not why it was awesome. It only really became cool after I went to college, because freshman year at JMU, Tinder came out. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, JMU, go Dukes. So, I mean, like, look at me, I needed Tinder, so thank you, Internet. But it was really like winter break of freshman year that I realized why having divorced parents was so cool, is because now when I went home, I could Tinder in 2 different places. So I used to just, you know, if I was out of matches, I'd have to drive to like an Arby's parking lot and sit down and swipe through their Tinder. Now at home, I got to go and insert my inadequacy into a whole nother zip code and just let them have it. So now when I'm home, if I'm feeling lonely, I just go visit my dad. Thank you. Yeah, this year I've been trying to do a lot of new things. I worked a lot last year. I worked 2 jobs and I was pulling like 90-hour weeks. So this year, it's about me doing stuff I want to do. Cool shit. But there's a limit. Like, you have to ease into that. I can't wake up tomorrow and be like, all right, badminton. Today I'm going to be the best there ever was at badminton. That's too hard and too fast, and you have to ease into it. So I was at a party one time at JMU, and I'm sitting and drinking in a corner, making no attempt to be social, because I suck and I don't know how to talk to women. Plus, I know that none of these women at this party have anything I'm looking for. They don't have a cheat code to GTA 5 that I don't know. So I'm sitting there, and this guy rolls up, really quick to tell me he's in a fraternity, and even quicker to show me how little he respects women. He sits down looking around like he just stole a car, and he says, "Hey guys, do you want to try some Adderall?" And no, I didn't want to try any Adderall. Because, like, what's better, guys, and like getting really fucked up tonight and drinking is counting all the ceiling tiles while we do it. That doesn't sound fun to me. But all of that craziness was over real quick with what happened next. My friend Aaron, who's here right now, say hey, Aaron.
Hey, Aaron.
He brought his girlfriend that night, and she speaks up and says, no, guys, I want to try some Adderall. And we were real quick to look at this dude and say, like, don't. Not her? No Adderall for her. Because I don't know how to convey to you how little this girl needed Adderall. It's like, imagine, I'm sorry for this, if you had like a really shitty dog. And that dog barked all of the time, shit everywhere, and ate everything. And you were like, you know what I need to get my dog? I should get my dog a gun. It's just really unnecessary. And she follows it up with, no, I want to try Adderall. I've been trying new things recently. I just had Chick-fil-A sauce for the first time this week. Yeah, thank you. So, I'm all for trying new things, but I don't think you can jump from trying Chick-fil-A sauce one day to snorting Adderall off an expired blood donor's card the next day. You should ease into it and maybe try badminton. Thank you. You guys have been great. Because some people aren't great. There was one time, walking off stage, some dude just followed me, and I was like, I'm gonna get punched. I know that. And he walks right up to me, let me paint a picture. He's wearing those like way too short khaki shorts in mid-January, a gray Nantucket sweatshirt, which is a bold move for a guy whose idea of the North was the bad guy in the Civil War. He's got a tan hat with some tiny aquatic animal and a Black and Mild tucked behind his ear, just in case there was a smoke break in the middle of my set. And he walks right up to me real close. I'm like, dude, why are you so close? I'm not a girl you're trying to roofie. You can back up, I'm gonna let you talk anyway. And he looks at me and he says, hey man, I don't like that joke you said about fraternity men and disrespecting women, and I'm gonna tell you why. I didn't ask him why, but I know he's on a busy schedule. He's got to go put on a blue jacket and yell at a bartender somewhere. So I'm hoping he finishes this quickly, like every sexual encounter he's ever had. He says, thanks. He says, just because I'm in a fraternity doesn't mean I disrespect women. In fact, side note, that's what people say when they're about to tell you something that's not a fact. He says, in fact, fraternity men are known to be some of the most respectful in relation to any group on a college campus. And thank you. And I wanted to cut him off right there because I don't work at this science factory, but I don't think that that's true. I can't even close YouTube and keep the music playing. I don't think that's because our nation's brightest minds are out scouring college campuses for data to prove that maybe fraternity men are less shitty than other groups. That just isn't true. But I know that I'm going to let him keep talking, and he says, I really don't appreciate you saying that. It's really disingenuous. And now I'm psyched, because I have the floor in his world, and I get to say whatever I want to respond. So a few things pop in my head, and I think to myself, I can say, don't tell me I don't need to tell those jokes to be funny. This is comedy. You don't have to wear those shorts for me to know you disrespect women. I'm going to make that assumption on my own. I decided not to say that. It was a little aggressive. I thought option 2, I could say, hey man, I appreciate the feedback. It was really nice that you came. Something I'm sure he's never told a woman in his entire life. Option 3, which is what I eventually went with, I looked at him and I said, hey man, I will take that joke out of my set if you can spell disingenuous. Thank you very much. You guys have a great night.
Next, everybody.